Tequila.
Yeah, welcome to Talking Tequila. I am your host, TJ, and my lovely wife is with me tonight. Thank goodness. What's your name, baby?
EJ.
Oh, God, Southern Bill Charm. I love it.
Oh, my goodness. I wonder what we about to talk about, y'all, because she already laughing and taking sips. So it got me nervous. It got me nervous.
So, do unattractive men or women have to settle when it comes to relationships?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Seriously?
Okay, in the sense of settling, do you mean like being cheated on? Because, you know, some guys, they don't have the most attractive looking woman and they be in love with them. Or not necessarily in love, but...
And that's what I'm saying. Okay, so let me put it in
Well,
perspective.
they do be in love.
So,
I think they
yeah.
feel more secure.
Let me put it in perspective. See, you gotta do, right? He don't make much money. Say he work at the King. Burger King, that is.
We're talking about attractiveness.
I'm saying, I know.
Because you taking it to finances.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by settle, though. Settle for somebody that worked there. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, so you're saying like in broke. Well, not broke, but...
Unattractive can be a lot of things because guess what? Unattractive people that got money, they get places. They get beautiful people.
Right.
But they get beautiful people, right?
Less fortunate people have to settle for what's out there is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, okay, so do you think that there is a such thing that's called pretty privilege?
As in?
Pretty privilege, like white privilege. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
But that's the thing. I don't feel like just because you pretty, you get treated well. I don't.
Coming from a pretty person.
No,
right.
Because I've been in situations and relationships where people were still not so good for me.
And guess what? Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. It don't matter. I'm just saying. But you still be in situations that you could get away with certain stuff. I ain't saying you gonna go through your whole life and everybody just gonna move you along.
No. That's the thing that people get misconstrued.
Okay.
Because they feel like because you're pretty privileged, pretty women go through things too. Like a lot of times it's just for show. A lot of times we're just trophies. In a sense, we look good on a person's arm. And the thing about that is, if a person isn't secure in the woman that they're with, then it just becomes a trophy. They're more secure with someone that one may consider unattractive because they feel like there's no competition, like nobody, and I hate to say that or sound like this, but they feel like somebody won't want that person. Because the thing about it is, they're not boasting about how loyal she is, how good she takes care of him, how, you know what I'm saying, she maintains the household. They're not boasting about that. Men boast, their ego feeds off the look of things. So if you got money, you're big, you're bad, you're a boss.
Yeah.
If you have a nice woman on your arm, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm walking around like this makes me look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times that's where women get it confused in thinking that, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm the chosen one. In reality, you're just the one that's available to make this guy look good.
Ooh.
Because he knows where security is. You get a lot of men that cheat. And the first thing the side woman says, because I've been that person before, is, this the person he married? This the person he's in love with?
Be all offended by the actual wife.
The actual wife.
Be
the wife
all
who
offended.
has the benefits, the assets.
They not know me. Yeah, she's married to him.
And you may be all small and petite, and his wife may be thick and voluptuous, you know, and you looking like,
or just not that pretty. But guess what? The thing about it, I saw this so much, is you may be the side chick that's pretty, slim, all that good stuff, and then you see his wife, and his wife is just not that good looking, but he's married to her. Anytime you see stuff like that, think in your head, it's cheaper to keep her. And that's why he's not really going anywhere. He actually do love her. He may have kids with that woman. But at the end of the day, he's not going to leave her because it's cheaper to keep her. But he going to keep doing what he doing. He's definitely going to keep doing what he doing. I've seen this way too many times. They're going to play. But that's all.
Now, let me tell you something, women. That because we got to stay on our game.
But it's partly y'all.
It's our fault.
It's partly y'all fault. I was gonna say
it's our fault. Let me tell you why.
Probably y'all
because
fault.
we get comfortable. We get this thing to where we have this idea of what a wife should be, what a wife should do. Shut up. I'm saying it for me. You ain't gotta. I'm saying it for
I was
me.
just. You just made me think about something.
We have this idea in our mind, and the thing about it is, they want that same person that they fell in love with.
That's all I was about to say.
Like,
I don't know why
they want that spontaneous person. They want that freak that you did them things that you was like you wasn't gonna.
Why women like get in a relationship and change being that freak? It's kind of like you guys can be freaks with any, many, mighty, mo. And I'm not saying that you ain't got to know the person, but it's kind of like the less you know about the person, the more freaky you can be with them. And then as soon as when you get with somebody that you're familiar with, or your husband or your actual boyfriend, you want him to see you as different. Newsflash, we don't want to see you as different. We want to see you as nasty. We want to see you as freaky. I'm just asking a question out there. I want to know. I want to hear from you because you're a woman. Because most people that I talk to, being married, you going to hear a bunch of this stuff. I got other married people around me. Let me know. What's your woman perspective and why they do this change and think?
I think, like I said in the beginning, we think too much about things. I really do. I think we think too much about things. So it's like when you marry somebody, it's like now I gotta be like this.
Right.
And that's really not the case. And I think a lot of times we think like that. We think that we have to be like this.
Yikes.
I don't know about a lot of women. I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
You know, and because I experienced that.
Yeah.
Like it was. Now it's like anything that I thought that a wife had to be, it was like, let me try to be that. Like everything that I was naturally, as far as just being myself and just being a friend and just being a ear. And that's a lot of things that we lose sight on when we do get married to the people that we consider our friend, we consider our confidant, we consider people that we trust. And it's the stigma that is put on marriage. And I feel like for women, a lot of times, and in lesbian relationships, you have the more dominant party, whether you look like her or not. You can look like myself and be more dominant. That's all I'm saying, because people have this idea. No, people have this idea of
a lot of
you
people
always
don't look like me. I look funny looking.
Well, meaning more masculine.
Okay.
People have this idea because you look more masculine, you're the more dominant one.
You're right.
And that's not the case, because you have feminine, no, I'm saying feminine women, or even two masculine women in relationships. You always have one that's more dominant than the other.
Yeah,
so,
I get what
you
okay, I get what you're saying.
Right. And naturally what I'm saying is how we was brought up just to see the dominance in a man. So if you're in a lesbian relationship, you see the dominance in your spouse. If you're that type of woman. And so when you see that type of dominance, that's what comes out into the expectations being what they are. And so for a woman, even in a heterosexual marriage, you have these expectations of what a wife is supposed to be. And that is what messes us up.
Are you saying like you try to kind of like women try to like mimic that of
right?
A wife,
I think
of what
a
they
lot
think
of times
a wife is anyway.
We have this 1960s mentality.
It's not a 1960s world.
No,
that's
exactly.
crazy.
But and I think that's why women are so aggressive into proving that they're independent. No disrespect, women, but it's just that what men put out, or what more dominant women put out, in feeling like if I bring home the bacon, you gotta cook it, or I don't want you to work because I can provide for you, or taking away your independence. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, it can't be taken away when it's when security is given. And what I mean by that is, if a woman is feeling secure in her relationship and the foundation that she have with whomever she's with, that dominance role won't overpower the other person.
And it shouldn't ever have to feel like that either. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
it shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to be fighting.
I know that's your nature.
Your role, right?
You understand what I'm saying?
Fight for your role.
And you also know that I've been very independent in providing before you entered my life. But that role didn't make me feel like I had to be domineering to you.
Yeah.
In a sense.
No.
Like, I didn't have to make you feel small or make you feel uncomfortable in who you are.
Some people don't know how to let go of control, though. Because
you have to be put in a situation where you no longer have to control things, but you have to trust that.
Like, I get it when it comes to women and wanting that control, because they used to being the ones that's being in control. But when you say that you want somebody in your life and you want this certain type of man or this certain type of man, understand that a woman's nature want a manly man, and they want a man to provide. So if you happen to stroll on that man and you get that man, know that you gotta work on not being in control all the time, because that specific man that you want, it's not gonna allow you to keep having that type of control. It's just the dynamics. It don't work like that.
But you have to understand also, babe, that if you're being that man, it comes.
I'm saying, but you know, some people miss
that doesn't mean that woman feels secure, because you could be doing other things that makes her question.
Like, I know you saying. I get what you're saying, but when you say
okay, if a man is a provider, does it mean that a woman is supposed to be acceptable to his cheating?
See, okay, you brought up another topic. If a man cheats and his wife leaves, who's actually the one breaking up the family? Because women divorce more than men. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you, like, as far as what I've been seeing, it's been basically, it's not gonna be a long rant going with you 1 minute. I'm gonna tell you one thing about it is, when it comes to the Manosphere and the red pill community, the thing about it is, you guys are right about a lot of things. But what pisses me off about you, know when you're wrong. Because I was watching a podcast one day, and I agree with a lot of stuff that people said, but when it comes to this subject that you just brought up about the cheating and stuff like that, and the question was brought up about, if a husband cheats and the wife ultimately leaves, who's the one to blame?
So who do you feel like is to blame?
The guy. And that's why I said I didn't agree, because just because the red pill community do have, and I'm talking about the men community, the men, whatever y'all want to call yourself, it's like, no, it's still the wife's fault because she broke up the family. She She ended up having to leave because she ultimately gets the kids. I got to pay her alimony. So my thing is this. Come on, let's shut up when we know we need to shut up. Because the thing about it is, ultimately, the woman may leave. And knowing this in your brain, since you have all the information, let me talk to y'all. Because since you have all the information, guess what? It's an 80% chance that your woman will leave if she find out that you cheat. Guess what? Stop cheating. Simple as that. Stop cheating. be better at it. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Because if you know she might leave. If y'all saying that women divorce at a higher rate than men, knowing that is true,
That's because men are comfortable and they won't walk away. And that's the thing that just makes it look so bad on women, because it's like, oh, now that I'm fed up, I'm wrong. Because I'm fed up, I'm wrong. It's like, I've taken enough, I've dealt with enough, but because I'm fed up, I'm breaking up the family because I'm choosing to walk away. The thing about it is, do I stay in this unhappiness?
Right.
And it affect my kids?
Because the woman got to be happy too. It's like, come on, fellas. The woman got to be happy too. What are you talking about? Like, let's be real and let's be honest.
Women cheat too.
Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
The thing about it is, I feel as though men aren't as open to being embarrassed as women are.
Yeah, women don't care about embarrassing themselves for love. Men do. And they won't even tell their partners if they got cheated on. Right. A lot of them.
I think that's what it is. I think men are not prone to being embarrassed. And women can say, oh, I'm telling my story. Oh,
that's why they call it the loudest voices in the room. Women be heard because they talk about it. Men are the only reason men are not heard because they don't speak.
A lot of times you don't have men putting out a narrative. Recently and lately you have.
Recently. Because it's kind of like the internet. Okay,
making me feel like I gotta defend. They gotta defend.
You always tell me I don't know what the hell to say and stuff, and I don't, because I don't care, because.
But that's what it's for.
Giving men a lot of balls. Okay, a lot of times when it comes to these communities that's up and coming, like the Manosphere, the Woman Sphere, and the Red Pill community, and all of this type of stuff. Me too. I always talk about them. Anytime you uplift a community, a certain community. Yeah, y'all come out having good points. You talk about things. You do be right half the damn time or some of the time. But anytime it becomes a global thing or a big thing or a national thing, it starts getting muddy. And stuff start getting to be untrue. Start talking about all this stuff. And because, you know what I've been saying in the last, I want to say 3 years. I don't know. We were talking about earlier about so many, because we know it's been going on for a long time, but it's kind of like story after story after story after story. And so many men been killing their baby mamas, been killing their wives, been killing their children. And I don't know if it's the atmosphere that's giving them the balls to talk about all this stuff that's doing this. I don't know. My thing is, if you feel that disrespected, leave, brother. God damn, leave. I don't get it where we get so amplified till we feel that disrespected that we gotta, and you know what I mean? I'm sorry for saying that K word, but yeah, you off them. You take them off the planet Earth. You do all of this stuff to your women. Like, it don't make no sense. It don't coincide. Respect and I'm gonna off you off this earth is just totally different. Leave. Because women have the option to leave too. If that joker not doing you right and he not doing right to you, you got the option to leave whether you want to or not. That's all up to you. And it's same thing for the other side.
You're absolutely right. I just feel like right now, and like you said, and everything that's going on, there really shouldn't be a war between women and men.
It shouldn't.
Honestly.
It shouldn't be.
Like, I feel like, for me, the only thing that I want as a woman is respect, protection, and for men to know the value of who we are on this earth and the things that we possess. We create life. And I mean, if nothing more, that says enough. Not saying that it makes men less valuable. Right, because without a man, life wouldn't be created. Right. But it takes a woman to nurture and carry and make sure that that child, that baby, that embryo sees it through.
Yeah.
It takes the strength of a woman to bring life into this world. And I think as any woman, that's the only thing we want. There's no fight, there's no competition. But give us enough to where we feel safe. No, 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 no.